Hey everybody, welcome to this edition of R&B Reviews. I'm Rob.
I'm Brendan.
And Brendan, welcome back to R&B Reviews. It's been a long time.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, I just want to say on behalf of all our subscribers and viewers, you know we really missed you on this channel.
Well, let's jump into it.
Okay, well today we're going to be reviewing The Fighter starring Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale. And this movie's about a guy who's been, his older brothers trained him to do fights and all that good stuff. And he feels like he's stuck doing these dead-end gigs, and he always seems to be losing, and feels like he's mismanaged. And then when some good things start to come into his life, it creates some really strong drama for everybody. So, Brendan, since you are our co-founder, and of course, I don't know if I can call you a guest or not, let's start with you. What did you think of this movie?
I really enjoyed The Fighter. I thought it did a terrific job of creating... it seems from the outside a movie about, boxing and, a family managing a boxer. It seems almost cliche and like we've seen it before, but The Fighter does a really good job of creating this world of Lowell, Massachusetts. I mean, you feel like you're there. I mean, everyone there feels very authentic, and everyone looks dirty and scrungy, and especially like the crack house scenes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the photography. This film didn't really need a glossy cinematography look exactly. I mean, I'm sure if it was done like The Wrestler, where they put some very nice thing, that's one thing. But here, I think it really benefits having this picture shot like you're actually there, like a documentary style. And
that's how it felt with the boxing scenes. It felt like you're watching an ESPN fight.
Yeah, even the stuff that's not being broadcasted, you feel that way. I like this movie a lot too. What I liked the most was the acting, especially by Christian Bale. He's perfect as a former boxer who's turned to drugs, and looks so thin, and he's more outgoing, and he likes to joke around with people compared to Mark Wahlberg's character, who's a little bit more quiet and a little bit more reserved. He doesn't like to get involved in these family spats until much later in the picture. The acting for me was a real strong part, and of course the actress playing the mom in this movie, she's like a stage mother, overbearing and telling everyone what to do. The acting here was very top notch, I think.
I agree with you. Christian Bale is going to get an Oscar nomination, and probably the mother will too, who plays, sort of Mickey's, played by Mark Wahlberg, plays his manager, sort of the first half of the movie, and the acting, all feels very authentic, but especially the family arguments. I think that's what they got right more than anything else. It feels like, there's like this one family argument in the middle of it. The mother brings up that one of her daughters owes her money, and just automatically holds that over her head to win the conversation. I mean, those sort of small little bits like that I really enjoyed. I mean, outside of, the realism of the boxing scenes, it really felt like you were there and you were watching this, and you really weren't sure of the outcome.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there were times where I got into the picture, and there was times I sat there thinking, okay, Wahlberg's character is finished, and then somehow he able to come through with it. But like I said, I really think this is a very good picture to watch through. And like I said, when I watched the movie's called The Fighter, and on the outside, it looks like it's probably about him trying to win the title in the boxing, but there's a little bit more to that. He's fighting between. There's a great scene in the second half where he's like stuck in the middle. He's between his family and the people that have been training him, and his girlfriend, played by Amy Adams, and he's fighting for his survival in the family in this situation, in addition to the ring.
Yeah, he's constantly surrounded by fighting in and out of the ring, and the character of Mickey himself is not very confrontational, but everyone else in his family is, because they all kind of have ideas of where he should end up. And he keeps trying to push himself, to go further and to go to the top. Yeah,
and I really like this movie a lot, and I hope it's been out for a couple of weeks, but I definitely think this is definitely one of the best pictures of 2010, I think. And my criticism with this movie is, I don't know if you feel that way, but I felt like Mark Wahlberg's character keeps pushing Amy Adams, his girlfriend, into the background like a lot. Like, it seems like he's pushing her off to the side from time to time.
I think at different points in the movie, his character sort of does have to push people away and sort of say, this is my fight. I'm the one that's going to be in the ring. I mean, a lot of it, was sort of his family. He was trying to explain so much to them that it's his fight, not theirs.
Yeah.
And they keep making it their own fight, and that's why I thought it's a great movie, because it goes back and forth with the family conflict. But with the girlfriend, I thought they handled it pretty well, and they kept it pretty real. And she has a temper too, and she has her own ideas of where Mickey should go with his fighting.
Everybody does, but like you just pointed out, everyone's got their own fight. And as I was watching this movie, in the first act, it seemed like it definitely focused more on Christian Bale. In the second act, it focuses more on Wahlberg. And during the first act, I kept asking myself, what would happen if they just focused on Christian Bale's character? Because there's a scene in the beginning where it's like there's a documentary crew following him, and he keeps saying, "Oh, they're making a documentary about me, about my fights in the past," but it's about his addiction, and I thought that what would happen if this movie just focused on him rather than on everybody else? And I figured it would be just another standard biopic.
It would be just as interesting, but I think it was really the relationship between the brothers that makes the movie really well. I mean, Christian Bale would not have been, I think, as eccentric and as wild, as motivated as his character was if it wasn't for, his hopes of Mickey, going to the top and doing what he couldn't do.
Yeah. So I definitely say if you haven't seen this movie yet, you got to see it in theaters.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely worth seeing in theaters. It's very funny, it's very dramatic, and the fights are all really well done.
Yes, it is. Okay, so that's it for our review for The Fighter, and you heard us both. We give this a big see it in theaters verdict, and of course you guys know what to do. You guys leave your comments about whether you've seen the movie and what you thought of it, or about this review. So thank you very much for watching.